Hey everyone, welcome back to the series on how we're rebuilding our agency's website. My name is Nils, and today we're going to look at a little bit of an animation and a newish CSS feature to make it work. So let's look at the design that we have today. This is on the home page, and as we can see, we have a bit of an interesting layout going on. So I first thought this could probably be absolutely positioned and then, just magic number your way, like move this 34% to the right and 12% to the top or whatever. But since last year, CSS has the ability to use trigonometric functions right inside of CSS, which basically means you can lay out stuff in circular shapes instead of rectangles. Like usually the web is relatively rectangular, like everything is in a square angle. And with those functions, like sine and cosine, we can do stuff on a circle. And I figured, let's try. Why not? Let's try this today. So let's take a quick peek at how the data is set up in our Sanity CMS system. So we're here on the home page. This is the rest of the content. And here we have the team section. So here's headline, subheadline, and then the only thing we have today is actually not that exciting in terms of structured content. But today we just have like a bunch of images in here. So, which is really nice that we can just reorder these things. But yeah, so nothing fancy going on here today. And so let's look at the result. Let's first look on mobile. So on mobile, I figured this whole layout doesn't have enough space anyway. So this is the rest of the home page, services that we offer, bunch of facts about the agency, very nice testimonial. Shout out to Christina. Thanks again for that one. If you're watching this. And then we're coming to the team section. And so what we did here was to not do the circular shape, but to do like a funny little photo stack effect where this text sticks to the top and these images just, slide on top of each other until you reach the last one, and that kicks everything over and continues for the rest of the page. Exactly. And so that's the mobile view. Let's put that away and let's check out the desktop version. So the desktop version looks like this. Here we go. So we have all of our images. They have this funny little hover effect, right? And they go around in a circle. And so you might notice that if you're trying to draw like a perfect circle below these images, you might notice they look a little bit off, like if the circle was dented a little bit. And that's actually on purpose because I try to randomize the positioning just a little bit. And so let's see how we did all of this. This is the code for all of this. So what we have is we have a list, and in that list we have a list item with an image in it for however many items we have. So the nice thing here, as well as usual in our setup, is that we wanted to have this visually appealing element, but we also wanted to keep the content authoring experience as easy as possible. So, and that means I wanted to enable the team to swap out images in the future, add new ones, remove ones, without having to change anything about this animation. So what this does is that, first of all, it's just a plain list, right? And then there's a couple of bits and bobs that we have to pay attention to. And the first one is, since we're up here, so this is a loop. So we're going, like, this is all the images that we have, and we're going for each one of those in a loop. And we have this tiny I element over here, and that's just a counter. So that starts at 0 and then just counts up with every time this goes around. So this basically is like an index number. And if we think about this, if we think about this as a circle, we kind of want to draw out a line that positions the image and then update the degrees, like on a clock, basically. We want to update the degrees that by which we turn this line. And we want to do that by as many, like the calculation kind of, if you have 20 images, then you divide 360 by 20. If you have 30 images, so you get it. And this is what this does. Like, it kind of stores for CSS in this custom property right here. It stores at which element we are in the cycle, so we can do like a little bit of a calculation on that. And the same thing goes for the distance from the center of the animation. So if, like I said, I want to push this roughly 45% out, and I'm now just adding like a little bit of randomness, so it kind of, you know, like the distance varies between, like, you know, 35 and 45 or something like that. But if we change this number, you can see they all smash in and just do the same thing, but like way too close to the text. So let's back that up and put it back. And that's about everything that we have here that is interesting to this. So now, let's look at the math. I'm not good at math, and I'm happy to tell you that this mind-boggling calculation right here, the sine and cosine usage, that came straight out of GPT, because I can't think of stuff like this. Like, I'm sure I could totally break this down, you know, and probably, you know, make sense of it. So this is like a distance, and then we're going to calc and whatever. But so what basically happens is you're positioning those images absolutely, and you're giving them a top and a left, right? As you usually would have, only that by taking cosine and sine into account, it's way easier to position them on a circle. And that's kind of the new thing that was not possible before. So if you like, we can totally break down this this formula a little bit more. I just take it for granted as it is, but if you like, we can totally break it down. I'm happy to do like an in-depth video about that. But another tiny important bit that I wanted to show you that makes the images go round but keep its orientation is that we have the animation twice. So we have an animation that goes from 0 degrees to 1 turn, like 360, and we have it on the item itself, and we have it on the full element. So let me show you what that means. I'll just disable the animation on the individual items. And so as you can see, it just takes the entire element that contains all the images and turns that around. And so to keep the orientation of each image, we're taking exactly the same animation but we put it on every element and then we run it in reverse. And that keeps the images in check. So that's how it looks. And I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. And actually, with the help of our digital new friend, this was a lot easier than I thought. And I totally encourage you to use GPT for stuff like this, because you always have to, make it right, and it hallucinates and gives you weird stuff. But generally, you can totally use it to get to how something works pretty quickly, to understand what you have to do. So the same thing actually also applies to, like this, these effects where we have this following around of this little element that I also used up here on the headlines. If you just ask GPT and say, hey, I have this element and I want it to follow the cursor, how can I do that? Then it gives you like a good boilerplate to start from. And the same thing happened with this section. Amazing technology. I hope you liked the video. Let me know if I can improve on anything, if you like more detail, less detail. But that's it for today. And as you can see, maybe a little outlook into the future, we made it all the way to the home page. This is kind of the last page that we're doing, except for privacy policy or legal pages in general. So I hope that we're actually very close to releasing the new website, which would be amazing. But so I think it's gonna take like a little while longer. Happy to have you on board. Again, I hope you liked the video, and see you in the next one.